What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I'd love to talk about all things Peloton, cycling, and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday. And today's video, I will be reviewing the Arms with Tunde Peloton program. I'm just starting it today, and I'll film my reaction to all the classes. This program is 4 weeks long, and it's 3 days a week. 19 classes in total, and the program on the Peloton app says 5 to 20 minutes a day, but looking through, it seems like minimum you're going to be doing 15 minutes a day, which is pretty typical for this program, and then 1 or 2 days you do 20 minutes. So there are 5-minute warm-up classes, so I don't know if that's why it says 5 to 20 minutes per day, but then there's like another class you're supposed to take after the warm-up. So that's a little odd that the description is a little off, but yeah, looking forward to a 15-minute commitment 3 days a week. I'm excited. I'm definitely trying to get more into strength now, and I feel like this is very different than the split program I just did last week. This is more of a lower commitment, but over a longer time, and I feel like Tunde is the queen of arms. Everybody loves her for her arm workouts, so I'm really excited for this program. I think that it'll be a lot of fun. The description is, Tunde is here to bring you a comprehensive arm and shoulders program designed to strengthen your upper body. Over the next 4 weeks, join Tunde as she guides you to the stronger version of yourself. And you need all kinds of weights, light, medium, heavy, and a workout mat. I'm definitely interested to see if this is closer to a light arms and weights class or an actual like arm strength class. I do feel like 10 minutes is a little short just to like really get into it. It is nice that you have a warm up, so you should kind of be like ready to go when we hit the 10-minute class. But yeah, I'm just very interested to see what it's like. So today I'll be taking the first 2 classes, which is recommended for day 1. Class 1 is a 5-minute upper body warm-up. The description is, this 5-minute upper body warm-up will get you ready to jump right into today's 10-minute arms and shoulders class with Tunde. And then class 2 is a 10-minute arms and shoulders strength class. And it says, welcome to day 1. Tunde is kicking things off with a 10-minute arms and shoulders class with a focus on biceps. Are you ready to get started? So I see a lot of bicep curls in my near future, but we'll see. I'm very excited. I really like Tunde. I think it'll be a great program. And let's go to the gym and just knock out these first 2 classes. That class was actually harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to rank the warm-up class for difficulty because it's just a warm-up, like it shouldn't be hard. But then the actual class I thought was pretty hard. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. It definitely was like arms and light weights, except you didn't have light weights. So at the beginning of the class, she's like, oh, grab medium weights. I'm using 10 pounds and think like overhead tricep extensions, I think they're called. And I was like, okay, yeah, like 10 does sound like what I do. But then the kicker is that you basically get no recovery. We did a circuit 3 times, and the circuit was 45 seconds of 4 exercises. And then you got a 15-second break and you started the next circuit. So definitely more intense, more movement than I thought there would be when I was picking the 10-pound dumbbells. I still think 10 pounds probably was the right amount for me. It's just a push. Like, it was a hard class. So the circuit was just bicep curls and then shoulder presses and then crossbody bicep curls, like asynchronously, so one at a time, and then the tricep extensions. And that pretty much filled the whole class. There was no warm-up because we had done the 5-minute warm-up, and then we had a 1-minute finisher, which was just hammer curl burnouts. Definitely a harder class. The warm-up was good. I actually thought it moved a little bit slow. We just went through 5 different movements for a minute each. But during the warm-up, she's like, yeah, like the main class is going to have no warm-up, so warm up now. So I do kind of like that it's stacked that way. And at least, even though 10 minutes is a very short time, that we're just getting right into it once we get into it. And she also started the 10-minute class by saying that the program is structured that the first and second class focus on like more specific muscles. So she's like, today we're mostly focusing on biceps. We will hit other muscles, but like the focus is biceps. And then next class will be another focus that's not biceps. And then the third class will be a combination of the first two. So I think that sounds cool. I'm excited to see how the rest of the week goes. But yeah, Tunde definitely brought it today. It was a little harder than I thought, but that's never a bad thing. And she's like, if you're not sore tomorrow, you need to do heavier weight. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be sore tomorrow. It was hard, but it was only 10 minutes. But either way, I'm not pushing heavier weights. I feel like 10 pounds, I was struggling at the end. Like that was definitely the right weight for me. It is now 2 days later. I took my rest day according to this program yesterday. And today is Friday, which is always great. We're going to go after classes 3 and 4 in the program today. I will say I was a little sore yesterday from the day before. I think it was just the weight plus how many reps you were doing. Like usually I do that weight, but way less reps. So that was interesting. Nothing I couldn't handle. And like, hopefully that means that I am building muscle. I feel like I don't really want to be sore, but that also means that I like pushed myself and it wasn't like a bad kind of sore. And today I'm feeling good and ready to go. So class 3 is again, just a 5-minute upper body warm up. It does look different from class 1. I think at some point, like they'll start repeating them. I don't think that she's done a specialized warm up for each class, but we'll see. It just says Tunde takes you through a 5-minute warm up to get you ready for today's 10-minute arms and shoulders class. And then class number 4 is a 10-minute arms and shoulders strength class. And the description is shoulders are the primary focus in this 10-minute arms and shoulder class. So shrug off those excuses and hit the mat. And, you know, I don't feel like my shoulders are the strongest. I feel like my biceps probably are. But I'm willing to go in with an open mind, see how it is. It's only 10 minutes. I can do anything for 10 minutes. Let's go to the gym and just knock out these 2 classes for the day. I thought that class was definitely easier than day 1 of this week. I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. So we started with the warm-up. The warm-up was again very basic, 5 moves, a minute each. She said that we were going to do some moves that we did in the original warm-up and then try some different moves, which I thought was cool. She's like, this is a program. We're going to build off of what we already know, add some new stuff. Thought it was fine for a warm-up. Then we got right into the 10-minute class, and I'm now assuming that all of these classes are going to be structured very similarly. So there was one circuit, we did it 3 times, and then a 1-minute burnout at the end. So the circuit was lateral raises, then hammer curls, then chest flies, and then tricep push-ups. So definitely felt the shoulder target, but got a little bit of relief on the hammer curls. And she again said she had 10 pounds. I did 10 pounds again, and I thought that that was easier. I was a little worried because I feel like 10 pounds was definitely a push for me on day 1, so on Wednesday of this week, but 10 pounds felt really good for this class. Felt like I got a good workout in, but it wasn't like super, super intense. And then the burnout at the end, I forget what she called them, but they're like when you do a shoulder press, but you also do like a little bit of a squat. So you kind of have the motion from the squat coming up to throw up the weights. And man, oh man, that really burned me out for the last minute. So overall, I thought it was a good class, like pretty basic, very similar to arms and light weights, just with heavier weights. For my chest fly, she was like, make sure that you're not just like throwing the weights up and then bringing them down. And that was something that I've never heard before. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, yep, I do that. Like I really kind of try to get as much motion as possible and just keep going. And it was good that she pointed that out, because when I tried to move slower, it was way, way harder. So I guess I've been doing chest flies wrong, or I've just been trying to like get, I guess, my body mass like behind it rather than focusing on just the shoulders. So I thought that was a pretty good like technique correct that she put it out without even seeing me. So that was cool. I don't think I'll be sore tomorrow, but I will keep you posted. It is now 2 days later. It's Sunday morning and it is a very dreary Sunday in New York. But that's not going to stop us from getting back into this program. So I was not sore from the day 2 classes. So I was happy about that. So I'm very ready. The first class is a 5-minute upper body warm up, and it has the same description as pretty much all the other 5-minute warm up classes, which is that it'll get you ready to jump right on into today's 10-minute strength class. So then class 6 is a 10-minute arms and shoulders strength class, and it says you're almost through week 1. So keep your eye on the prize and get ready for this Imam and AMRAP heavy workout with Tunde. You've got this. So I feel like when we do circuits, it's kind of always AMRAP style. So I'm interested to see like what the Imams is and if this does feel like a culmination of the last 2 classes. But only one way to find out, so let's go to the gym and do these last 2 classes of week 1. I am back from the gym, and the main class today was definitely the hardest in my opinion. I'd give it like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10 in difficulty. The warm-up is the same warm-up we did on day 1, which is a little concerning because are we only going to have 2 different warm-ups? I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'm surprised that she was repeating them so quickly in this program. So I'm not going to review classes that are repeated because I've already given my opinion on them. But then we went right into the class, and the class was 1 minute of bicep curls while she explained the first Imam, and that was a 5-minute Imam, 8 shoulder presses, 8 like dip and then shoulder presses. So you like use the little squat to kind of like take some of the pressure off your arms, and then 8 tricep extensions. And I essentially got no break. She said to grab 10 and 15 pounds or like medium and heavy. I only grabbed 10 because I was like, I don't need 15. And she's like, yeah, you like want to go up in weight, but there's no way I could have done it with heavier weight. So I was fine with just the 10 pounds. I thought it was quite hard, especially when you went from shoulder presses to like the dip shoulder presses, because although you're getting help from the dip, it's still a shoulder press at the end of the day. So like just a lot of time under tension. So the first 2 Imams, I did it like straight with no break because it took me the full minute to do those 24 moves. And then the third Imam, I just did 4 of each move so that I'd have like a 30-second break. And then the last 2 Imams, I did all of them again. I just couldn't do it for straight 5 minutes. I would have gotten like no rest time at all. So that's why I rated it so hard. And then we got a minute break, and then we finished with a 3-minute AMRAP. And that was just 10 bicep curls and then 10 tricep push-ups. And you could do those on your knees. And I definitely did do them on my knees. And that was a little bit easier for me because I find bicep curls to be like kind of easier, especially with only 10 pounds. So maybe I could have gone up a little weight there, but honestly, like, I thought that this class was hard enough with just the 10 pounds. We'll see if, like, I repeat this class again. I'm not sure. She's like, this is your benchmark MRAP, which makes it sound like we're going to be taking this class again, but I don't know if she, like, works it into other classes. We'll see. But week 1 was definitely good. I don't know, like, you're not going to see improvements in just 1 week. I'm interested to see at the end of the 4 weeks, like how much progress I've made. But yeah, week 1 done, and I'm excited for week 2. It is Tuesday morning. It's 2 days later. It's early because I have a 7:15 a.m. yoga class I like to take, and it's super dreary out. So, not the best combination, but we will prevail and start week 2 with arms with Tunde. I do want to start this week 1 day early just because it worked out like with my rest days that I'm just doing it every other. So I had 3 strength days last week with the arms and then 3 rest days. And I thought that starting the next week was easier. I haven't taken a program where I wanted to do this in a while, but I actually had to go into my general iPad settings and set the time and date a day ahead. And then it just unlocked week 2. And I saw that from Pillow Buddy. So thank you, Pillow Buddy. But wow, I thought that it would be easier just to skip through, but still glad that I can. And today's classes are a 5-minute upper body warm up, and it's the one that I did on day 2 of last week. I looked ahead some more, and it looks like we actually get away from these warm up classes pretty soon and just go into longer strength classes. So I'm not that upset that we're repeating them so often now. And then after that is a new 10-minute arms and shoulder strength class. It's tagged intermediate. I don't think the other ones were tagged intermediate. Yeah, they weren't. So maybe it will be a little bit harder. We'll see. The description is Tunde is leading you into week 2 with this tricep focused workout where you'll slowly start to build up to a 15-minute class at the end of the week. You've come so far. Let's go to the gym. I'm going to do some nice yoga first, and then we're going to hit the triceps in these arm classes. The warm-up class was good, have already reviewed it, and then we got right into the triceps class, and boy oh boy was it very triceps heavy. Tunde said to get medium weights, and she said she had 15 pounds, and she was like, think about like skull crushers and tricep extensions, and I was like, okay, 10 pounds, and even that's a push. So I got 10 pounds, definitely hard. We first did a circuit 3 times, and the circuit was 45 seconds of skull crushers, 45 seconds of a plank where then you would like move the weight from side to side. So that was like a little bit of a tricep break, I guess. She also said you could do that on your knees, and I did do that on my knees. I find it very hard to do it on a plank, and I was also very tired from the skull crushers. And then 45 seconds of tricep extensions. So definitely burn out on the tries. We did that 3 times, and then we just wrapped up with a 2-minute AMRAP. That was just a tricep push-up and then shoulder taps, and you would keep going up. So you did 1 push-up, then 1 shoulder tap, then 2 push-ups, 2 shoulder taps, and just saw like how far you could get. And yeah, that felt good for probably the first minute. And then the second minute, I was really dying because tricep push-ups are also not that easy. And I was doing those on my knees as well. And usually I can sometimes do push-ups like not on my knees, but today was just like way too much burnout to even try to do it not on my knees, and I'd rather do it on my knees and like do the form correctly than just have like crappy push-ups when I'm not on my knees. So definitely a hard class. I probably give this like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Again, it depends on the weight you use, but I definitely thought this was more difficult than like the day 1 and day 2 classes of last week. I guess that's the point. We're gonna like keep revving up the difficulty here, but yeah, that was definitely a lot of burnout on the tries, even for only a 10-minute class. It is now Thursday morning. It's 2 days later. This week is just flying by, and I'm ready for day 2 of week 2. So we start off with the 5-minute upper body warm-up. From day 1, week 1, we are repeating it, which is fine. And then after that, we're getting into a 10-minute arms and shoulders strength class, tagged intermediate. It does appear like we haven't done it before. And the description is, we're building on our progress from week 1. Tunde programmed this 10-minute arms and shoulders class with the extra attention on the biceps. And I do really like biceps. I do know that means a lot of bicep curls though. So let's go to the gym and tackle day 2. I'm ready. That workout was only like a 6 out of 10 in difficulty. I definitely think maybe I could have gone up in weights. So she said to get medium weights, and she's like, I'm using 15 pounds. Think like concentrated bicep curls, which is where you're only doing like one at a time and you're kind of using your leg as some like extra leverage, and think of shoulder presses. And I grabbed 12.5s because I thought 10 would be too light and 15 would be too heavy. And it was still pretty easy, but I just feel like if I went up to 15, I would have really been struggling, but then maybe I like should have pushed myself more. You went into a circuit right away where you did 45 seconds of the shoulder presses, which by the end of that, I was definitely getting burnt out. And then you did the concentrated curls on each side for 45 seconds. So there was only 3 moves and like 2 of them was just doing it on either side. And we did that circuit 3 times. And then we just finished with 1 minute of hammer curls, which we've done in past classes. So that's like a benchmark where you're supposed to see if you're getting better. And I definitely think now I could have gone up to 15 for the bicep curls. I'm not sure for the shoulder presses, but you live and you learn. If we take this class again, now I know. And it still wasn't like an easy workout. I just feel like I could have pushed myself a little bit harder. This was definitely still, I think, more like a simplistic workout than her other classes, just because there wasn't a ton of like move diversity, which is interesting, but still a good class. I enjoyed it. I like working out my biceps and I also like shoulder presses. So honestly, way better than like tricep extensions and push-ups for me. So no real complaints. It is now Sunday, so it's 3 days later. On Friday, I went to a Peloton class, and then Saturday was my rest day. So now we're getting ready to get back into it, doing day 3 of week 2, which is the first 15-minute arms and shoulder strength class. It's not tagged intermediate though, so we'll have to see. And the description is, finishing this class marks the halfway point in this program. Tunde will motivate you to work harder than you did in week 1 in this week 2 wrap up. I definitely think that the third day in the weeks are the hardest. So, let's go to the gym and knock out this 15-minute strength class. I was right that was definitely the hardest class of the week. I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10 difficulty. I definitely did push myself and select weights that were harder this time because I'm like, I really want to push myself. So we started the class. She said to grab medium and heavy weights. And she said she had 10 and 15. And she's like, for medium, think like tricep extension. And for heavy, she said over the head, like chest presses. And last time for heavy, I did 12.5 and I thought that was too easy. And I was like, 15 is risky, but you know what? I'll just try to do it. And if I can't do everything, it's okay. So I got 15 pounds for the over the head chest presses. And we had a 2-minute warm up, which was not like the 5-minute warm-ups we've been doing. Like the warm-up consisted of doing planks and doing halos with a weight. So it was kind of a warm-up, I guess, but it was still like pretty much right into doing strength moves. So if you think that you really need a warm-up before doing a strength class, I would recommend just doing like a different warm-up before getting into this because it wasn't a huge warm-up. Then after that, we went into an 8-minute Imam where there were alternating minutes. So the first minute, we did 8 over the head chest presses with our heavy weights. And then we did 8 cross bicep curls where you had to do like 2 for it to count as 1. So 1 on each side. And then for the second minute, we did 8 like chest flies bent over and then 8 tricep extensions. And I thought that the first minute was harder than the second just because it took me longer. I didn't get a lot of recovery. But for the second minute, I was finishing pretty quickly. So I'd get like 20 to 25 seconds. But then she started upping the reps and I was like, wait. We committed to 8. Why are we doing more than this? Because the 8 were still like a big push for me, especially for the over the head chest presses and the bicep curls. The bicep curls were probably the hardest for me at 15 pounds because I usually only do 10 pounds for bicep curls. So it was definitely a push. But we did 8 for the first 3 minutes and then 10 for the next 3 minutes and then 12 for the last 2 minutes. And for the 12 reps when I was doing the chest presses and bicep curls, I just didn't finish. I was only off by like a couple bicep curls, but I just like did not have enough time in the minute. But it was okay. Now I know like if I can do that in the future. I definitely have improved. And then we got a 1-minute break and went into a 3-minute AMRAP, which we did last week, which is the 10 bicep curls and 10 tricep push-ups, and you just keep doing them. I did them with 10 pounds. She said to use your medium weight, which is what I used last week, and I got to the same exact point I did last week. So at least I'm consistent, and I would make the argument that the workout before we got to the AMRAP was harder this week than last week. I feel like it was 15 minutes instead of 10, so there was like, some extra strength time. And you also probably won't see improvement in a week. This isn't like that intense of a program that you're going to see improvement that quickly, but I think it's cool, and I'm guessing that we're going to do this every week now, so it'll be interesting to see if I can improve in the future. But definitely 2 thumbs up to the class today. I really liked it. I kind of like not doing the warm-up and just getting right on into the strength, so then we can do more strength moves. So I'm excited that I think the following weeks we start upping our time in the strength movements, which is always good. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday morning, pretty early because I'm going to go do some yoga first. But afterwards, I'm going to be doing class 1 and class 2. So day 1 recommended of week 3 of Arms with Tunde. I can't believe we're already on the 3rd week. This is just really flying by. Class 1 is a 5-minute upper body warm-up that we've already done before. And class 2 is a 10-minute arms and shoulders strength class. And the description is, welcome to week 3. It's time to put those shoulders back in the spotlight in this 10-minute class. Tunde challenges you to level up in your final 2 weeks. And at least to my knowledge, the cover photo looks different than all the other photos. So I think it should be a new class, and it's a shorty. It's only 10 minutes. So let's go to the gym, do some yoga, and then hit the arms. I was not a huge fan of that class. So it was basically just one big Imam with a 1-minute plank on either side. So we warmed up with a plank, and then for the Imam, it was lateral raises, and then I forget what she called these, French gates, I think, and then tricep extensions, but she's pulse them, don't fully extend, because I think that she wanted you to have rest time during the Imam. And it started out doing 4 lateral raises, 4 French gates, and then 10 pulse tricep extensions. And then every minute, you did it for 7 minutes, you added 1 rep to the lateral raises and the French gate. So you did 4, then 5, then 6, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I just didn't have enough time to finish them towards the end. And then it's a hard move, I need recovery. So definitely not my favorite. Probably about halfway through, I just started doing 6 of all 3 moves. And then I would get a 20-second recovery, because I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of really rushing through the move so that you can get your recovery. I don't know how I feel about Imams. Sometimes I really like them if you have time to do the move correctly and time to do recovery, but yeah, I just couldn't keep up. She said to use medium weights. I was using 10 pounds. That's what I typically use for lateral raises, but I just felt like this was too hard to achieve. So I would give it, if you actually did the moves, a 9 out of 10 difficulty. For me, it was probably a 7.5 to 8 difficulty, because I did modify. And then the plank at the end is another minute. It's just killer, because you had so much shoulder burnout to that point, and then you have to do a plank. So definitely my least favorite class in this program so far, but we'll see. I've liked it overall, so still going forward with a positive attitude, but today was hard, and I just didn't love the structure. It is Thursday, 2 days later, and I'm ready for day 2 of week 3. I did get my flu shot yesterday, so my left arm is a little sore, but I think I can power through a 15-minute arms and shoulders class. It is tagged intermediate, and the description is, sometimes 2 is better than 1. This 15-minute class will focus on both your biceps and your triceps. Time to double down for maximum results. And I like biceps, but it usually means a lot of bicep curls, and triceps I do not like. I'm not a fan. My triceps are weak, which probably means I need to work them out. So let's go to the gym and just knock out this 15-minute strength class. I would give that class only like a 6 out of 10 difficulty. I definitely think I could have upped the weights. Tunde said to grab mediums and that she was using 10 pounds. So that's what I grabbed because like I'm not trying to grab more than what Tunde's using, right? But I think I could have gone up to 12.5. It definitely would have been a push then, but I felt like 10 was a little too easy. So maybe if you're taking this class, like go a little higher than you think. So we did a little bit of a warm-up, a little bit of a stretching warm-up, not bad. It was quick. I think it was only like 2 or 3 minutes. Then we got into the bulk of the set, which was just a circuit 3 times. The first were bicep curls. I think they're called Zottman curls, where you do a bicep curl and then you turn your arms like this and bring it back down. I find those to be very effective. Like I definitely feel like I'm using more muscles than just normal bicep curls. Then we did bicep curls on either side with an isometric hold on whichever side you weren't moving. And those are also killer, but I just feel like with 10 pounds, I could have gone heavier. Like now I feel pretty comfortable doing bicep curls with 15 pounds. So even though that these were like more difficult than normal bicep curls, I think I still would have been fine with 12.5. And then we ended with tricep extensions. And we did all of those moves for like 30 to 45 seconds each. Got like a 15-second recovery and did that whole circuit 3 times, which was the bulk of the class. And then at the end, we just had some burnout, which I believe was like 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. 3 times we did skull crushers, and then 3 times we did plank shoulder taps. Honestly, I feel like the plank shoulder taps are mostly working my core, but I guess it does hit the shoulders like a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if I feel that in the right area that I'm supposed to feel it in. I don't know if I do them completely correctly. She said just to focus on like not like moving around when you were actually doing the shoulder taps, which I tried my best. I really did. So overall, like not that hard of a class. Definitely could have pushed the weight a little bit higher and didn't feel like it was anything like super, super unique. I'd say it's pretty, did it and now I'm done, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this was like a really cool setup class. I don't know if as I'm like going through this program, I've now done so many arms and shoulders classes that they're all kind of like blended together in my mind here. It is now a Saturday and it's officially gotten cold in New York City. It's like 50 degrees outside, which I know it gets a lot colder here, but I live in LA. I'm not used to this cold weather, but got my sweatshirt on and we're ready to go to the gym to do day 3 of week 3, the last class of week 3. I can't believe we're already 75% through this program. And it is a 15-minute arms and shoulders strength class, tagged intermediate, and the description is, with 1 more week to go, Tunde continues to build on your progress and prepare you for the final week of training in this Imam and AMRAP heavy class. After this, you're in the final stretch. We'll see. I think that some of Tunde's Imams are kind of hard sometimes, but we're going in with a positive attitude and let's just wrap up week 3. Let's go to the gym and knock out this strength class. I don't know what about week 3 it is, but I just really did not like any of the classes from this week, but I really did not like the class from today. So we started off with like a 2-minute warm up, not really like anything big. We did some inchworms, we did some shoulder circles, like everything was fine. And then we immediately got into the benchmark AMRAP that we've been doing every week. So that's 10 tricep push-ups and then 10 bicep curls with light weights, which are 10 pounds. It's what I've been doing the whole time. And she's like, oh, we're putting it at the beginning so you're not tired out and like you can do more, which is kind of weird because it's not really a benchmark then if we're like doing it in different parts of the class. And then I think the fact that it was at the beginning actually hurt me more because I wasn't warmed up at all. Like this is the first thing that I did when I got to the gym, and we had like a 2-minute warm up. So that was kind of weird, but we got through it. I pretty much got to the same point that I did the last 2 times. So still not seeing like a ton of improvement in that, but I definitely like feel like I'm stronger. And when I look in the mirror, I feel like my arms look more toned, but I don't know if that's because it's like in my mind now that I've been doing this, so I think I should see results. I kind of wish I took like before and after pictures, but it's too late now. And then after that 3-minute AMRAP, we did this like weird AMRAP for literally the rest of the class. So the AMRAP was just for, I believe, 3 minutes. You did like 40 shoulder presses, but you got like the little bit of dip to kind of like give you some momentum. 40. And she's like, oh, like you can take a break whenever, just like get through them. And then after you did your 40 dip shoulder presses, you just did burpees until the end of the 3 minutes, which, you know, kind of random. And then it took me like a long time to get through those 40 shoulder presses. She said to use heavy weights. I was using 15 pounds. I could do like 15 straight. And then that's when the struggle bus like really started. And I would have to take a break after like every like 5 after that because it was just hard to get through. She stopped at 20 and took a 10-second break and then like went into the last 20. But yeah, I was just kind of struggling through. But then on the good part, I only did like 6 burpees because there wasn't a lot of time left after I did my 40 shoulder presses. I don't feel like I completely get the movement right. Like I don't feel that much momentum from my like little dip. And I think if I knew how to do that better, maybe I could have done them a little faster. But then we just got a break and she's like, we're just doing that AMRAP again, but you got to beat how many burpees that you got in the last time. And I'm like, well, I only did 6 the first time. So at least I can probably beat that. And I did. I think I got like 8 the second time, but that was the entire class. I just feel like the AMRAP that was like the 40 shoulder presses and then just burpees was so random. Definitely not my favorite. And I feel like for the most part, I like classes where you're doing like a couple of different moves compared to this class where there was only like 4 moves the entire class, right? Like it was the AMRAP, that's the benchmark AMRAP, and then this weird shoulder press AMRAP. So definitely not my favorite, but hopefully all of the classes I didn't like were in week 3. I really liked week 1 and 2, so hopefully we will return to the roots for week 4, but we'll see. It is now 2 days later. It's Monday morning and I'm ready to start week 4 of arms with Tunde. And we're kicking off this Monday with, you know, the typical 5-minute upper body warm up, which we've already done before. And then we're getting into a new 10-minute arms and shoulder strength class, tagged intermediate, and the description is, the finish line is in sight and 3 weeks of hard work is paying off. This bicep focused class will leave you feeling empowered to finish this program out strong. So, you know, biceps, always a lot of bicep curls, but I do like working out my biceps. And I feel like with the 5-minute warm up, like the 10-minute classes are a little bit easier than like a 15-minute class. So feeling pretty good today. Let's go to the gym and just knock out these 2 strength classes. I like that class more than any of the classes from week 3, so maybe we are turning a corner here. I thought it was a pretty good class, but it was also pretty basic. So Tunde said to grab medium weights. She said she had 10 pounds. Honestly, I was thinking about going up to 12.5 pounds because it's mostly bicep curls and like bicep focused. But then I was like, I don't want to do more than Tunde. So I did 10 again. And I think I probably could have gone up to 12.5 for a harder workout. With the weights that I used, 10 pounds, I'd probably only give it like a 6 out of 10 for difficulty. I didn't think it was that hard. We did a circuit 3 times, which was bicep curls, hammer curls, and then Zotman curls, which are the ones where you go up and then bring it back down. So pretty basic. I guess there was bicep burnout, but I can do that. Like, it was fine. And then the last 4 minutes, we did an Imam, which was not like a typical Imam. You did a plank for 20 seconds on your hands. Then you did 6 lateral raises. And then you just did cross bicep curls until the minute was over. And then you reset. And typically I wouldn't like something like that. I like my Imam recovery, but I didn't think that it was too bad because it kind of felt like you were using different muscles for each of the 3 exercises. Like plank is mostly shoulders and core. And then the lateral raises and bicep curls also use different muscles. So it didn't feel that hard to me. And yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I would feel different if I was using 12.5 pounds. It definitely probably would have pushed me a little bit harder, but with 10 pounds, it was totally fine. Overall, good class, like really no complaints, but maybe push yourself on the weight if you take this class. It is now Wednesday morning and we're on day 2 of week 4. I can't believe how quickly this is coming to an end. I also leave New York on Friday to go back to LA. So we're really ending the program while I'm leaving New York. But today we just got one class. It is a 15-minute arms and shoulder strength class. And the description is, you're feeling stronger and more energized as you reach your goals. Shoulders and triceps are the focus of this class as we get ready for the big finish. I'm not a huge tricep girly, but we'll go in with an open mind. I know we do gotta work out all parts of the arms, so let's go to the gym and just knock out this strength class. I actually really enjoyed that class, and at the beginning I thought that it was pretty hard. I would give like the first 10 minutes a 9 out of 10 difficulty rating, but then the last 5 like a 6 out of 10 difficulty rating, so maybe like an 8 out of 10 overall. But we did 2 minutes warm up, and in the warm up we do this move kind of a lot. It's like down dog to plank and you like rock back and forth. It's mostly to wake up your shoulders, I think. But she was like, do it one arm. And man, oh man, that was hard. And I do like the plank to down dog a lot. And I do it a lot in yoga too. But one arm, that was definitely a big push for me. So that was already a big push in warm up. Then we got into our first circuit. She said to grab medium and heavy dumbbells. She was using 10 and 15. I used the same. So the first circuit was completely heavy dumbbells. It started out with concentrated bicep curls, which we've done a lot at this point. So one side and then the other side. 15 pounds is definitely a push for me, even for concentrated bicep curls where you get like a little bit of leverage with your leg. Still hard. Then we went into shoulder presses. 15-pound shoulder presses are definitely on the high end for me as well. And we then dropped one weight and went into a tricep extension with just one heavy weight, which honestly still hard, definitely a lot of burnout. And we did that circuit 3 times. So the warm up plus that was definitely the hardest part of the class, but I liked it. We kind of hit like a bunch of different areas, kept it moving. And then we got into the second circuit, which was focused on shoulders, but we went down to medium weights, which I don't think I could have done it with heavy weights, but I thought it was a little easy with medium weights. So we started with front lateral raises, then we did side lateral raises, and we ended with chest flies, and we did that circuit 3 times as well to finish out the class. Again, I think that was a little easy with 10 pounds. I think it would have been way, way harder with 12.5 pounds, but maybe I would try that next time just to see. Honestly, the first circuit was hard enough that I thought I got a really good workout, and even with the second circuit being a little bit easier. And I also like that we did like a bunch of different moves. I mean, I guess we only did 6, but some of her classes have like very few move changes. So I like that this one kind of felt like it was moving along. So 2 thumbs up, really, really like the class today. It is now Friday. We are leaving New York today, but I always have time for a workout before I leave. Last time I'm going to Equinox before we go back to LA, and I go to the Equinox there. Exciting times, I guess, but I will be finishing out the Arms with Tunde program today. So we are doing class 4 of week 4. It is a 20-minute arms and shoulder strength class, tagged intermediate. I think that she's really going to bring out the big guns for the last class. class. And the description is, finish strong with Tunde in the final class of the program. Push yourself and celebrate how far you've come in this 20-minute arms and shoulders class. So yeah, I expect this to be hard, but we'll see. Let's go to the gym and just knock out this last class. I think that was a pretty good wrap-up class for the entire program. I would give difficulty like 7 out of 10. I feel like we had some good pushes, but we also actually had some good recovery. I feel like with a 20-minute class, you can kind of have a little more recovery, which is nice. And it was a lot of repeats. She's like, this class is the greatest hits of the program. So we started with a little bit of a warm-up. That was fine. Then we got into our 3-minute AMRAP that we've done every single week, which is the 10 bicep curls, 10 tricep push-ups for 3 minutes. And I actually got like maybe an extra like 3 to 4 reps in than I have for the past couple of weeks. So, you know, maybe some improvement there. Then we had a nice break, and then we went into an Imam that we did, and that was 3 different minutes, and we only did each minute twice, so it was only 6 minutes. The first minute was 8 concentrated bicep curls on each side with heavier weights. I used 15 pounds. And then the second minute was tricep extensions and then skull crushers with a heavy weight, and she said to get 20 for this, and I did use 20, like definitely a push, but it was manageable. You only used 1. And then after that, it was 8 front raises, 8 lateral raises, and then 8 chest flies, which was definitely the hardest minute for me. The other 2 I could finish with about 20 seconds of recovery, but that one took me the entire minute. And I used 10 pounds for the last minute, which is what she advised. I just follow what Tunde says. And then we repeated that again, and then had a nice like 90-second break or something. We had like a decent chunk of break time in between these sets, which I really appreciated. And then for the last 3 minutes, we went back to the 40 push presses is what they're called, the like shoulder presses where you dip a little bit, and then burpees for the rest of the class. And I got to 10 burpees. So also, again, maybe a little bit of improvement. I used 15 pounds, and yeah, it just felt really good. I think it would have been interesting to take the same class like at the beginning and at the end just to see like how much more you've grown. I do feel stronger in my arms, and I can definitely tell that I am stronger. Like I don't feel as worn out from the same sets. So I guess that was effective, knowing that I did get stronger. But I feel like besides the like one AMRAP, that is the curls and the push-ups, there wasn't a lot of like really repeating and seeing growth over the program. But I do feel like I got stronger. This program definitely has like crush your core vibes, because yeah, if you do the same thing for 4 weeks straight, like you're gonna see improvement. So I personally think that I like the split workouts on Peloton a little bit better for like a strength program, but they are very, very different. The pros of this program is that A, like not a really big time commitment, B, it's only 3 days a week. So when you are committing to it, it's still like not like you have to do it every single day of the week. C, it's kind of cool that it like really focuses on arms when the splits focus on all strengths. So if you like are interested in just strengthening your arms, then yeah, I would recommend this class. And then D, like Tunde is a really great instructor. It was definitely fun to take more strength with her. I haven't like taken a ton. I definitely can say she is the queen of arms after taking this program. So, you know, have some new appreciation for her. And when I was taking this class, I was thinking about how cool it would be if you could like do this program live in the studio, like commit to coming in the studio like 3 days a week with Tunde. I feel like that would be really cool, because then you'd be like with the same people for the whole month. But I'm sure logistically that would be a nightmare. So I doubt that'll ever happen, but definitely would be cool. Overall, I'd give this program like an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend if you're looking for something that's not a huge commitment, but just to like work into your routine. I feel like this one is really a good one. So let me know if you've taken any other programs that you really like. I feel like I've really been pounding through these programs, but I really do like when Peloton makes these programs and like structures your weekly workouts, and you have like the same instructor and you can really feel progress, and you also don't have to think about it a lot, because it's nice to just like get up and go and be like, this is the class I'm taking today. Like I don't need to look through classes or try to figure out what to focus on. Like Tunde and Peloton has already done it for me, which is very, very nice. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week. I'll see you in my next video in Los Angeles.